Coca-Cola celebrating 100 years as a public company. Want to have Jim now take it over.
Well, we are very thrilled to have James Quincey. He's the CEO of Coca-Cola. And I've got to tell you, James, congratulations. You have ignited growth here. Your organic growth is 5%. The street have been looking for 4.1%. That you run a very big company. How can you turn a ship like that at 5%?
Well, I think what we've been able to focus on is the things we control. The macros out there are a little weird. We focus on what we know how to do: the marketing, the innovation, and working with our bottlers to execute. Coke is growing at its fastest rate in the last 10 years. So we're hitting it, and we're building the portfolio with lots of other drinks.
You are also, let's talk about the other drinks: sparkling soft drinks, juice, dairy, plant-based beverages, water enhanced water, and sports drinks. These are all very additive to your earnings.
Absolutely. I mean, our focus is creating a portfolio not just of beverages, but of leading, winning beverages. And that's what we're really focused on. Do we have the branding, the innovation, the design to create a difference with consumers that allows us to win in the marketplace? And we're building the portfolio.
And one of the things that I find, I was with Robinhood, which is an outfit that has mostly millennials, 10 million. And one of the things that they talk about over and over again is sustainability. I have in my hand what I imagine may be a pilot project. I'm going to pass over to you, David. This is a bottle made with recycled marine plastic. When we hear about that island of plastic in the Pacific, James, you're conscious of it and you want to do something about it.
Absolutely. We know that high-value plastics like beverage bottles, as long as we get them back, we can make them back into new bottles. And we're very focused on driving collection to be able to drive that up. And that's going to be a big win. But still, there's plastic, particularly low-value plastic, getting into the seas. And what that bottle is a pilot experiment. Can we take any type of plastic and use advanced chemical recycling and turn it into high-value bottle plastic, which then creates a circular economy? So I think the plastic problem can be brought under control if we focus on collection and then we get innovation to be able to recover the waste that's out there and reuse it.
Specifically to that, there's a Wall Street Journal story today about new chemical uses that can actually create plastic from plastic that is brand new, for lack of a better term, as opposed to having sort of that life where it can only be used a few times. Is that a real effort? I know that you're a part of it. And are your hopes that it will become significant at scale?
Absolutely. I mean, I think as we look at plastics, there's the high-value plastics like beverage bottles that if we can collect them, we can just make new bottles. And that's easy. That's existing technology. This new technology and that bottle there is an example of it. And the article references the chemical recycling. If we can get that to scale, which I think we can, not tomorrow morning, but over time, then we can collect back all the low-value waste, the marine waste, the sachets, and turn it into brand new plastic, particularly high-value plastic, and that will be a breakthrough.
James, you have your sustainability goals as sort of something that you now prominently display.
Yeah.
How important is that? How much time are you spending with your shareholder base, what I would argue is probably a changing shareholder base as they all are, talking about packaging and water and women and human rights and agriculture and, of course, climate, which a lot of this comes back to?
Absolutely. I mean, and I think the attention we have been having our sustainability goals out there for, the last 10 years. Actually, I think it was like 1946 we launched the first returnable secondary packaging, the crate that the bottles came in. But the amount of attention by the investor base has shot up exponentially in the last few years. And I think we have a very clear strategy around the various areas you talked about, whether it's plastics, water, sugar, women, and the community in general. So it's inherent to our approach, and I think it's something the investors are super increasingly engaged with.
You confident you can get to your estimated percentage reduction of carbon footprint of 25% by 2020?
Yes, I am confident we can get there. We don't have all the answers, but for example, we set ourselves the goal of becoming water neutral some 10 years ago. We said we'd get there by 2020, and we got there in 2015. So we have a track record of setting ambitious sustainability goals and going after them. In the end, there's only one planet. We all want to live on it, and we want to be able to do so with a good quality of life, and that requires us to hit these sustainability goals. Otherwise, the only other answer is less.
100 years ago, American company, American-made, Georgia. I find your company to be extraordinary. These days, they are ambassadors for the United States. You, too. You've worked everywhere, like Muhtar Kent. Does it matter these days the United States considered to be a little bit different from the way that you've seen it over time, more nationalistic, certainly more jingoistic, so to speak. But you represent a world-class company. What is the feeling around the world about us, and does it matter that we're an American company, that you're an American company?
Absolutely, it matters that Coca-Cola is an American company. I think the great success of the Coca-Cola company has been able to center itself on, yes, being a global company and a global brand, rooted in the core American values, which frankly are shared by most people around the world, and yet still be local. To bring our business to life in a locally relevant way, whether that's local marketing or with local partners. In the end, we create hundreds of thousands of blue-collar jobs around the world, and that's what governments are interested in, bringing economic advancement to the people in the country. And that's what the Coca-Cola business system is fantastic at.
Can you please talk about things like building a plant in Gaza? Building plants where people don't build plants.
Yeah, I mean, we are literally present everywhere except for 2 countries in the world, and we go to the furthest end to build the plants. I mean, we have plants, of course, in Israel, but we have them in the Palestine, we have them in Gaza. We are oftentimes in some, struggling countries, one of the few robust private employers, and we will go and invest always with local partners. Wherever we're allowed to.
Now, I know that it's been a personal obsession of mine. I speak to you about it endlessly, which is Topo Chico. This is an acquisition that you made. But I want to point out that last week I dined with the CEO, with the top people at Chipotle at Bar San Miguel, and they wanted Topo Chico. You still cannot meet demand. Now, let me ask you something. Not meeting demand is both a blessing and a curse. This drink is, I have to believe, a billion, maybe $2 billion drink. Can you manufacture enough?
We have not been able to make enough yet. We're working on it very diligently. It's a fantastic brand. People love it so much.
I should have told you. Please tell it. Describe it. Yeah, it's a glass-based brand.
It's a beautiful, sparkling water drink in a beautiful glass bottle. Lots of authentic heritage. It looks fantastic. It tastes extraordinary. And we have not quite called demand correctly, let's say, and we're ramping it up, and we're selling all we can make, but we're dedicated to doing better.
What's this company going to look like 100 years from now? Are we still going to be drinking stuff? Or are we going to be like robots?
Well, if you're not drinking
walking?
anything, you're probably in trouble. Yeah, I mean, one of the basic human needs are beverages. I mean, food and beverages, you can talk about intermediated this, the robots that, but you've got to eat and drink. And that's why it's a fabulous business with an amazing amount of growth potential.
I know that you speak to all shareholders. Warren Buffett, stock's up 14%, continues with a great dividend. Can I presume he's happy with what you've done?
Well, I'm sure in my relationship with Warren, I've always found that when he's not, he'll tell me. And so I think he's doing good.
Well, I've got to tell you, you're a joy to have, and it's been the stock that I've recommended the most since 1983 because no one ever got hurt recommending Coca-Cola, and you continue to deliver. But congratulations on these other issues, employing people around the globe, being a great ambassador for the United States. We need more companies, and we need more people who understand how great our country can be.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right.